It's time now for business, and John Amako is here to give it all to us. John, you take it right away.
Thank you very much, Israel, this time, exactly. Tonight in business, cybersecurity firm E-Crime Bureau has warned businesses in Ghana may have to brace themselves for more and worse cases of cyber fraud in the coming years unless they invest a lot more in their electronic security systems. It follows last week's ATM fraud case involving two Bulgarians who reportedly caused series of unauthorized withdrawals from the accounts of their victims. More in this Business Desk report.
Fraudsters were arrested following a formal complaint by Prudential Bank, Ghana, whose customers were affected. Speaking to Joy Business, the founder and principal consultant of E-Crime Bureau, Albert Ntwibuesiakun, noted the incident is only a wake-up call for businesses across all sectors to channel more investments into cybersecurity to avert possible attacks in the near future.
No doubt about it, within the next coming years, at least from now to the next 5 years, we're going to see complex, sophisticated cyber attacks. And out of that, I think a lot of investment will be made in terms of the cyber environment. It's not just the banking sector. It cut across all sectors. But the SME sector, they are also suffering in terms of cyber threats. Once again, it's just that normally we focus on the banks. All the wider, remember we are in the information technology society now. Everything on cyber platform. E-governance is there from the government side, the telecommunication side, e-commerce. So we are expecting one thing for sure is the cyber crime will increase. There will be more complex attacks, sophisticated in the next coming months and years until we come to a level that maximum attention will be given to security and investment in that area.
The Bureau is also impressing on universal banks the need to pay more attention to the roles of their staff, especially in electronic transactions, citing background checks on staff before recruitment, as well as training on security protocols. Mr. Ntwibuesiakun explains this has become more critical because of the paradigm shift in banking operations to electronic products and services.
Sometimes internal employees also aid the process. I did mention sometimes it could be even what, non-aware. They might not be aware indirectly, but they might be giving assistance information to the perpetrators who are outside. And that means they've got to be cautious. Whoever approaches them, to engage them to do one thing or the other, they have to have a rethink. It's very important. The banks do quite a lot. Good banks doing background checks on their employees, training for them so that they will become aware of some of these risks. And also, of course, general HR and welfare. I think they know that that position is a position of trust, and they stay on that course. But you could have few people who have also gone in there for their own malicious intentions. And these are the areas that the bank's risk strategies look at and in addressing them.
According to E-Crime Bureau, cyber attackers are targeting weak databases and payment card channels and using this information to create duplicate cards for ATM transactions or online shopping. The increasing integration of Visa and MasterCard payments into traditional cards, though secure, are also said to be providing avenues for card data to be stolen and exploited. The Bureau is therefore urging users of financial services to be more security conscious in their everyday transactions.
And the Bank of Ghana could, in the coming days, issue bonds to clear all the Tema Oil Refinery's outstanding debt. Joy Business understands that the regulator has reached an agreement with some commercial banks to go ahead to issue the bond. George Ravi has more in this report.
Sources say the agreement was reached after some extensive engagement with the commercial banks. According to persons close to the deal, the current toll debt could be put at around 1 billion Ghana cedis. Even though the Bank of Ghana could issue the bond very soon, according to banks the Joy Business have spoken to, it is however not clear for now whether it will be separate from the current bonds that government is issuing, or it could be a 3-year, 5-year, or a 10-year bond. If the Bank of Ghana is able to issue the bond, let's just say next week, it could go a long way to improve the financial position of these banks that toll owes. This could lead to an improved credit to businesses and even interest paid on funds borrowed being lowered. Some analysts say if the move actually works, it could result in the clearing of the toll debt which has been around for more than 5 years, a development that resulted in levying of some taxes on petroleum products to clear the debt, which actually led to prices going up at the pumps.
And have you thought of renewing your driver's license at the convenience of your office instead of the premises of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority? Well, that is expected to happen from next month as the authority is moving to reduce the inconvenience individuals go through in getting their licenses renewed. The move is part of DVLA's plan to make its operations more business-friendly and also boost revenue. The authority say it hopes to reach more than 50,000 customers in a year. Chief Executive of DVLA, Noble Apia, says the service will be request-based and will come with a premium charge.
We've gotten 2 vans with all the equipment in them. Then, for instance, if we take Parliament, there's no room for parliamentarians all the way to come. So once we agree that on Mondays we'll be there, so anyone who has this to renew their license will come. So it's like send the services to the people.
So if, for instance, a business organization, let's just say Joy FM has about maybe 50 drivers who want to renew their licenses, if we make the appeal, you will come there.
Something I want to really promote. We think that, first of all, it's an elevated services. You pay a little bit more, but the important is to be at your doorsteps and come to a service and provide there. And that will also ensure that it's genuine. We don't have to go. You don't have to go through any middle person to come around and get our services. We will come to you, and the process will be short and also to be a genuine process. For you, I spoke to a guy who said he spent over 1,000 cedis, but I did the whole thing is about 200 cedis. We could go to series of people, and because we have made the switch so if we went to them, it would make shorter, easier, and also cost effective.
And the Ghana's tourism industry is said to have enormous potential not fully utilized. That's according to Javago Ghana's report, an internet-based hotel booking service in Africa. According to the report, the contribution of tourism in generating revenue by the economy increased significantly at the rate of 3.5% over the last 5 years, whilst its contribution to GDP now stands at 7.8%. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of the report, country manager of Javago Ghana, Claire Stoll, emphasized the need to intensify the promotion of Ghana's tourism potential.
We see that the hospitality is increasing, tourism is increasing, because we don't only want to talk about the hotels, but we're talking about all kind of companies. We're talking about entertainment, tourism in general. So it's increasing every year, and we think that more and more people from outside are actually coming to the country to book hotels, to stay, to enjoy entertainment in the country. You guys here in Ghana actually have a lot of beautiful, beautiful tourism destinations. You have a lot of different parks, you have different regions who have different things to offer, and I think the more we promote it, the more people from abroad as well as the Ghanaians itself are going to travel and experience all of that.
How is Javago likely to help improve the sector, particularly now that you're coming into the system and seeing that you've been releasing this? I mean, how is it likely to benefit the industry in any way?
So we're definitely trying to promote the tourism industry because it will also eventually benefit Javago as a company. The more people are traveling, the better for the business. The more we are promoting different regions that people might not be immediately aware of to go and visit. Think about Bolgatanga in the north, think about Sunyani and Brongahafo. There are different destinations that we're trying to put out on social media. We're trying to bring more information to the guests about the destination, plus all the activities around that destination, monkey sanctuary, all different places where people can actually enjoy themselves, and then indirect also book a hotel on Javago.
Now, time for your investment and how they are faring, especially the equities market, the commodity, and also how the currency is also faring here in Ghana. Now, we turn to the equities market to look at how the Ghana Stock Exchange did perform today. Actually, today saw some significant improvement insofar as volumes of trade concerned, as the market did see around 684,805 as against 26,000 the previous day, and at a total value of 621,698. Quite an improvement, if you ask me, insofar as the volumes and values traded are concerned. But that activity was able to actually marginally reduce the market capitalization to about 54,308,035,000 Ghana cedis. And also, unfortunately, the composite index could not really stand and hold its own as it dropped marginally by almost about 4 0.37 points at a year-on-year performance of 11.37. Then the financial index, which records the performance of the financial equities listed on the Ghana Stock, it also did some depreciation of 6.05 points as against 14.43% year-on-year in terms of the performance. Now let's look at the major movers of the market today, as we saw some 4 equities moving the market, but unfortunately 3 out of the 4 really did lose to their investors, as only Societe Generale saw 1 pesewa in terms of appreciation of value to close around 78 pesewas per share. E.g., that's Ecobank Ghana also did lose 1 pesewa. GCB Bank lost 1 pesewa. Car Bank loses 1 pesewa, 4 pesewas to be closing as such. So that's exactly how the movers look. Only 1 equity actually did move positively to the market. Now let's look at how the commodity market also look like as we move in. Crude oil gradually getting some momentum and increasing its value as crude oil is trading almost around $50 per barrel in there as that. So basically that is how the market is looking like. But unfortunately, the cedi as against the major trading currencies, it lost magnificently against the major trading, as it lost against the US dollar, lost against the British pound, the euro, the Chinese yuan, and the CFA. So let's see and let's hope tomorrow will bring a better day for the cedi against the major trading currency. So for tomorrow, you're going to see 3 Ghana cedis 90 for 1 Ghana, 5 Ghana cedis 57 for 1 British pound, and 4 Ghana cedis 38 for 1 euro. My name is John Kojo Amwakun. So this is where we draw down the curtain on business on Prime here. We see you again tomorrow, but the news continue.